Do you need LinkedIn? The camera will zoom in on your face at the beer garden on Friday night. Is it really worth the money? Okay, not really. Hey everyone, my name is Katrina. If you're new here, I make lifestyle videos and recently I started making more solder related videos. I'm currently a student at the University of British Columbia. I am in my 4th year studying business. I use the word business school and solder interchangeably because Solder School of Business is the name of the commerce program. In this video, I'll be addressing these following items. You can also refer to the timestamps in the description box below. This video is here to stay for all incoming students of 2021 and future years. I hope this would provide you some guidance and help you mentally prepare for what's to come. With that being said, let's hop right in. So the first thing that I wanted to address are the standard timetables. In the beginning of summer, that's when first year students have to pick their timetables. So in my first year, I was living on campus and I decided I'm gonna give myself a 3-hour gap every single day. I'm gonna find that standard timetable that's gonna give me that biggest gap. That was the worst decision I ever made in first year because in your first year, school is really taxing on you. There's so much information being loaded at you, constant assignments, deadlines, exams, all that stuff. It's never ending and you need that break. A 3-hour gap in the middle of the day just kind of extends the feeling of a school day versus if you compacted your morning, finished all your classes by noon and then had the afternoon off, then you actually get that mental break from your class. And so I would be really mindful of when you pick your standard timetables, be intentional with your gaps. Are you really going to be productive during those 3 hours or are you just going to take a nap? If you take a nap, then you kind of take away the precious time during the day. And I had a better sleeping pattern when I commuted an hour away from school one way and had early morning classes than when I was living on campus. Just let that sink in. So with all that being said, what is my recommendation? First, you need to establish what your goals are during your day. Like, are you gonna be working out consistently and when is the best time for you to work out? Are you gonna be on campus? How long is your commute? As well, consider your other courses, your electives. In commerce, our courses run for an hour and a half each class. Whereas other courses normally run 3 times a week, 1 hour each class. So what that means is that most likely your electives are going to be on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And your commerce courses are either going to be Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. If you want to be smart about your timetable and get like one day off, then try to pick electives that run between Monday and Thursday, and then try and specifically find your standard timetable that only covers 4 days instead of dragging your whole week to 5 days of classes. Another thing, I don't really believe in taking easy electives. I tried taking an easy elective, but I had no interest in that subject and I ended up, that was probably one of my worst marks I've ever gotten in my undergrad. Whereas when I took courses that I genuinely liked, I ended up doing really well on those electives. Take courses that you're genuinely interested in. Also do research on the profs using the link here, Rate My Prof. I think another common question that people have is, do I have to take all the course requirements in first year in order to move on to second year? And the answer is no. Like, you do not have to take all your electives. I made that mistake and I really stacked all my courses. Like I did, I think 5 in one semester, every semester. But I knew some people that actually just did 4 courses in the semester. They had a much lighter workload in that sense and they were able to enjoy first year a lot more. But that's not to say 5 courses or a full course load is not possible. You can definitely do that and still enjoy school. I just have to study a lot. That's just me though. I'm not sure if you guys are gonna have your solder frosh. It's like a dry 3-day event. But is it worth it or not? I definitely think it was worth it to meet people and get familiar with some faces and names so that when I actually went into class the first week of school, I was able to say, hey, I met you, you know? But is it really worth the money? Okay, not really. The events are pretty childish, you know, you're just playing games and doing solder chants, but everyone else is on the same boat as you, so I'll rather go and not have FOMO. So I would say you should go to Solder Frosh, and You know, this video is not sponsored by them, so it's my honest opinion. I definitely think that living on campus, if you have the means and the opportunity to, 100% go for it, because I think you can build some of the best connections when you live on campus, because after class you don't have to worry about commuting home, or you actually take your time, study on campus with your friends. You know, back in the day when COVID was a thing, going checking out the frats. Personally, I don't really like the frats, but I liked hanging out with my friends. This is just my honest opinion. It's kind of like something you have to check out to say that you've done it. But is it really fun? You know, it's very subjective. I'm not a sorority girl at all. A lot of my guy friends are in frats, so maybe I get enough of that, you know, frat energy. I think that's what it is. I don't feel the need to join. So if classes are in session, what do you need? And I'll speak to this from a person that lived on campus and also someone that commutes. Definitely, I think a laptop is really useful. Do you really need an iPad for note-taking? I guess that's kind of like the trend now. I only started note-taking with my iPad in 4th year, so it was not needed in 1st and 2nd year. I think recently Sauder, they have been on it with the textbooks. You know, back in the day, people would just kind of sell their old ones, and now all these textbooks come with the online code and you have to do your assignments on them, like Wiley Plus. And so you don't really have an option but to buy the textbooks that they ask you to, unless you don't need the code. And I highly recommend you just get the PDF version, save like a couple of $100. Textbooks are so expensive. Oh, and if you're commuting and you have to bring textbooks, I highly recommend renting out a locker in the Henry Angus building for $20 each semester. You get half a locker. Sometimes you get a full locker, and it is so nice. Like, you know, you bring your heavy backpack, you don't have to lug it around, and then you could look kind of cute going into class, you know, without a backpack, just bring your laptop in. Yeah, so highly recommend getting a locker. Do you need LinkedIn? No. They're gonna make you make an account. So I think it's gonna become a 1st year course, but we had this 2nd year course called Career Fundamentals, where they got you to make a LinkedIn profile. You know, you have to spice it up with a little bio, put all your work experience, and then you have to reach out to people for coffee chats. Yeah, you're gonna have to make one in school. The new social media platform, is it complicated to use? No, it's strictly professional. If you want to check out my LinkedIn, I'll just put my LinkedIn down below. You can see what it looks like, but there is no perfect way to do LinkedIn. It's really just another way for professionals or HR recruiters to get a grasp of who you are before they reach out to you for interviews. This is a big one. Prior to going into university, I was so nervous about public speaking. Actually, story time. In grade 11, I did IB, International Baccalaureate. I had to do this crazy English assignment where I had to go 10 minutes or 15 minutes in front of the class without a script and do a deep analysis about crime and punishment. Super complicated, really messed up, and I had to talk about it for like 10-15 minutes. And back then I was not a really great public speaker. To make things worse, that presentation had to be recorded and get sent to like the IB office overseas. And I thought, okay, my chances of university is over because I screwed up the first 10 seconds. And then I remember just standing in front of the class like frozen, and I said, can I restart? So yeah, going into university, I was so scared. Sorry, what I was trying to say is how much public speaking and presentations do you have to do? Quite a bit. Because of Comm 101, in class you have to press a button, the camera will zoom in on your face, and you have to speak into a microphone. Your face is just on the screen, 200 students are looking at you. I had major anxiety going into that class. In 1st year, Comm 101, you have to do a big presentation at the end of the semester. And you're working with a group, you have a business problem, you have to work together to find a solution and then present it. And you're just gonna keep doing group presentations all the way until you graduate. And I think what really helped me overcome public speaking was pushing myself out of my comfort zone and actively seeking opportunities to work on this skill. So I did case competitions with friends. I did it with friends that I was comfortable making mistakes in front of. So time and time, I would keep putting myself in these vulnerable positions where, you know, if I made a mistake, it would be embarrassing. But if I hadn't pushed myself, then I wouldn't be able to, you know, sit in front of a camera and talk so freely. I wouldn't be a presentation coach. I wouldn't be a business communications teaching assistant. And so it is very possible to overcome your fear of public speaking the more you do it. So you will get your chances to improve, and in the end, whatever you say, unless it's, vulgar and inappropriate, whatever you say, people won't really remember it, especially in presentation settings. I think we always put so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect, but in reality, you're gonna see no one is perfect and it's okay. Okay, another thing to look forward to, especially if you're going to school in person, and I'm so jealous. There's a lot of things in solder. We have the CLC social library, okay? That is our hangout spot. That's everybody's hangout spot. Most libraries, dead quiet. You can hear someone sniffing their nose. Although you don't want to hear that nowadays, right? But in the CLC social library, it's social. Meaning people are just talking, chill out in between classes, eat lunch, you just hang out in the main area. You can also hear a lot of the gossip, because people talk so loud in there. You just know what's going on in this business school. In general, people are pretty connected to each other, and if you don't necessarily know someone firsthand, you know about them through your other friend, through connection. So everybody recognizes each other. It's a pretty nice feeling when you're studying alone, but you don't feel alone. Another thing to look forward to with solder specifically is the beer garden on Friday nights. It's called Hoyts. Hoyts is essentially the beer garden in our CP hall, which is a section of our school. And on Friday nights, tables are out, beer pong is going on, and it's actually beer, not water. And then you can order drinks. And then normally there would be a bus that takes students to a club or a bar. I don't know if you're gonna see that in the near future, but that is definitely something that we had in the past. Also, in the beginning of every semester, there's club week. So you get to sign up for all these clubs. It's not just marketing, finance clubs, although we have those. They have biz tech, they have health and wellness, so Hiwi, solder sports, everything you can think of, in front of our Henry Angus building, and it is a boppin' time. Overall, just lots of things to look forward to when school is in person. 100%. School is way more enjoyable in person. So finally, I just want to end off with a final word of advice. There are many things that I wish I knew in first year. One thing I cannot reiterate enough is just expanding outside of your comfort zone. For me, I really wanted to work on my public speaking skills, but that's not everyone's goals. So hopefully, during your summer before university, you kind of reevaluate the things that you want to work on yourself and bring those goals, have those in mind when you go into school. Another thing that I want to highlight is the importance of expanding out of your social bubble. It is so easy to just, hold on to what you're comfortable to, but also make an effort to get to know your peers in your year and also upper years. I know, crazy. How do you reach out to someone that's older? If you want to reach out, you can always reach out to me. I highly encourage you to potentially join clubs so that you could meet older students. That's a great way to get your foot in the door, or talking to your TAs, or just messaging them on LinkedIn. I know that would be out of the blue. I think these are all the questions. So if you do have any more questions, make sure to just drop it in the box and I'll reply to each one of them. Best of luck, and I'm so excited for you to attend university. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of these videos, and I'll chat with you in another video next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.